Kilo Delta 4, Romeo Oscar November.
Romeo Oscar November, roger, roger. And what's your location, sir?
I am located in a relatively small-ish town of Lincoln, Georgia. Romeo, India, November. Georgia. Romeo, India, November. Charlie, Oscar, November. Is down in the Savannah, Georgia area.
Roger, roger, and the name is Ron, roger?
Roger, roger, and the name is Ron, roger? QSL on that, sir.
Roger, so I'm on my Georgia SDR, and you're doing me about 12 to 15 over, so really, really nice signal. If you are interested in our setup, it starts with you double-checking to be sure that 7300 is in the wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. Wide 100 to 2900, roger, roger?
Bandwidth. Wide 100 to 2900, roger, roger? Roger on that, sir. From the stand that was just on, I kind of followed through. We are on wide transmit band. My transmit base is 0, and my treble is at +3.
Okay, so you have another setting. It's called wide. And we want you in that setting because that lets your transmitter be all that it can be. Not quite 3 grand, but 2900, and then it gives you a break so you don't wind up into somebody else's conversation. That's the problem with a 3 KC signal, is you're out on the sidebands and you're right into somebody else's lap. So with that wide transmit bandwidth, you're at 100 to 2900, and that lets your transmitter be all that it can be, and then gives you just a slice of daylight to keep you from being into somebody else's conversation, Roger?
Keep you from being into somebody else's conversation, roger? QSL on that. Pretty sure I do. Yes, I am in wideband.
Yes, sir. 100 to 2900, roger?
Yes, sir. 100 to 2900, roger? QSL on that.
Yes, sir. Great. Now we move to your compressor, and we want that on at a 3. That's just a token amount, but it does just exactly what we need it to do. You'll never hear it on the air. Nobody's going to say, hey, he's running a compressor. No, 3 is just off the map, but it does just exactly what we need to do. So on that 7300 compressor on at a 3, roger?
On that 7300 compressor on at a 3, roger? QSL on that. Compressor is on and set at 3.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so now we move to set your modulation level. As you look at your ALC meter, we want you to also have a hand on your mic gain control. And as you say the word audio, and we're only interested in the first part of that word, the part, and if you were to say that word just as you would say any other word in a QSO, the closer you can get to that level, the closer we're going to be to having a nice modulation set. So it is, as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a QSO, you adjust your mic level control until your ALC meter is running in the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. Roger, roger?
Sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. Roger, roger? QSL on that. I'm going to give that a shot right now. Audio. Audio. I think I've got it there, Jim.
Yes, sir, and I'm looking at your signal on a VU meter tied to the output of my 7300. The 7300, as you know, goes down to 100 cycles in transmit receive, so I'm getting a much better frequency response from my 7300 audio as I would from, say, SDRs. SDRs tend to roll out there at about 300 cycles, 250 cycles, or whatever, but that 7300 is good down to 100 cycles. If you're not in, as long as you're in that wide mode and you're not running, I guess filter. I'm in filter 1, and I'm also as far as that gain on the AGC, I'm running in slow. For my receiver. I usually don't get into a bunch of receiver stuff. Mine is basically transmitter setup. And so after we get that modulation level set, which you look really good at having performed, we would move to the equalization page. I think it's called, I was trying to think what it's called. They call it something like frequency coloring or something. I don't know. But basically, it is equalization, and you would follow that if you went to on your menu settings, transmit sideband, and then you would be into your setting for the bandwidth, and then after the bandwidth you would be on your EQ page. So that's where you would be if you wanted to try to adjust your equalization after I give it a little listen, Roger.
Adjust your equalization after I give it a little listen, Roger. Okay, I'm trying to find where you said that is. Is that going to be in receive?
No, in transmit. So listen to the sequence. It is menu, settings, transmit, sideband, then to your transmit bandwidth, and then into your equalization page, right in that area. Roger. Equalization page, right in that area. Roger. All right, I think I'm there. Single sideband, and that's where I got my TX bass, TX treble, transmit band wide, and so forth. Am I following you correctly? Yes, sir. That's the place. And what are your current numbers? That's what's called a two-band EQ situation, and it verifies something that I've often said myself, that I don't want to mess with those mid frequencies in the audio spectrum. They should be unfiltered, fluttered. They should be what they are without too much coloration. So much so that ICOM doesn't even put in a mid-range EQ. They don't want anybody to mess with that. They want to do the catch-up on the top and the bottom. So what it would be on your treble, since you do not have the capability of putting in a frequency, it's really simple. You just boost up that treble EQ3 to about 4 clicks boost. 4 clicks boost on your treble EQ. Roger. On your treble EQ, Roger.
All right, I'm currently set at 3, +3. You want me to go to +4?
Go take it on to 5. Take it on to 5, Roger.
Go take it on to 5. Take it on to 5, Roger. All right, the treble is at +5 now, +5.
Roger, Roger. And I thought, do you have some time? I have been thinking about some things that might be interesting to experiment with. If you had some time to get involved with that, maybe 10 minutes or so.
Time to get involved with that, maybe 10 minutes or so.
Yes, sir, I think so. You can hear one of the grands over here by me. Yes, I do believe so.
Okay, so this has to do with equalization, trying to max the linearity of your signal to as in the transmit mode. So what it is, I have a frequency meter, an analyzer, spectrum analyzer that I'm looking at your signal with. Now it also looks at my signal as I speak. Okay, so now, but the recording and the signal that it sees when I speak is from a house mix system. You know, it's not transmitted. So my signal is going to be, you know, perfect, and it's just linear across the spectrum analyzer from 100 cycles up to 3 or thereabouts. So it is seeing everything that I say, and it's showing it as very flat across the spectrum. So what I'm interested in is if I could get your signal through equalization to be as transparent across the bandwidth as mine, we would have created something really unique. And it has to do now, I've got your top end nailed in pretty close. So what I'm looking for now is for us to work on that equalizer 1, the base frequency control. Equalizer 1, the base frequency control. And I would ask you what current reading that base EQ control is showing at the moment.
Reading that base EQ control is showing at the moment.
On base, I am currently set to +1.
Yes, sir. Okay, so what I want you to do then is move up that push to a +4. A +4 on equalizer 1, your base EQ control. +4 on your base EQ control. Roger?
+4 on your base EQ control. Roger?
QSL on that. We are now set at +4 on base.
Yes, sir. Okay, so go ahead and take that up to +5. Max out your base. We're still shy a little bit on the bottom end, so let's just see where that EQ1 takes us on my spectrum analyzer. Roger?
EQ1 takes us on my spectrum analyzer. Roger?
Roger that. We are currently set at TX level +5, and the TX treble is at +5 as well. Both selections on +5.
Yes, sir. Okay, so what I want you to do, is that the supplied hand mic that you're using at the moment?
Yeah, the supplied hand mic that you're using at the moment?
Yes, sir. This is the hand mic 219er. 219er.
Okay, so what I want you to do is to start using that mic. Instead of maybe speaking directly into it, I want you to offset it to the corner of your lips, actually touching the corner of your lips at about a 45-degree angle from head in, about a 45-degree angle on that hand mic. That will reduce any kind of mouth noises that that hand mic might cause, and it does cause some noise if you work it straight in. So we don't want to do that. We want to work it to pull it to the corner of your lips, talk across it at approximately a 45-degree angle. Roger, Roger?
At approximately a 45-degree angle. Roger, Roger?
Roger, Roger, sir. Mic is now at corner of lips at approximately 45 degrees, and TX bass and TX treble both still set at 5.
Yes, sir. I would go with it like that. Now, you are actually touching the corner of your lips, Roger. Roger.
We're actually touching the corner of your lips, Roger. Roger.
That is correct. If you think of the hand mic 219, the logo at the top is basically right at the corner.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to run the mic like that, but I want you to go back and reset your transmit modulation level, because your signal's a little hotter now, the way you're working it, than what it was. So we're back to that ALC meter. As you say the word audio, and you know how to say that word at the right level, and adjust your mic level until you're reading in that sweet spot of 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter.
In that sweet spot of 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter.
QSL on that. Here, oh, my ALC is way up there. All right. Audio, 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 audio.
Yes, that looked really good. Now I want you to tell me in about 15 seconds or 10 seconds what you like about your 7300, Roger.
10 seconds. What you like about your 7300, Roger?
Mic gain, and it seems like that's in the sweet spot. But the 7100 is my very first HF radio, and I was informed by a bunch of people. I think I'm 4.5 years into this, and I was informed by everyone about making a choice. I'm an Icon guy. It's an Icon 73 Friday once, and I have absolutely loved this radio. We moved 6 months ago and just got now antennas back up, so we're just back in the game.
Yes, sir. So I'm now into my local receiver audio, which has got, as I mentioned earlier, a lot better frequency response of your signal than a internet SDR receiver. And you are very flat in your audio spectrum transmission, but I'm just curious now, if we were to roll off just a tad of that, maybe 2 clicks roll back on that push on EQ1, the bass. So we want it at plus 3, Roger, on that bass EQ control 1.
We are now back at EQ1 TX bass at +3.
Roger, Roger. I think we would roll there right now. We could maybe do some more, but I would like to have had a better signal on you. I have due you're probably about a 7, and so my spectrum analyzer is seeing noise in addition to signal, and a spectrum analyzer will amplify the channel noise just as well as it would the audio signal. So I can't be more specific with this signal, but maybe next week maybe we might have better propagation and a better signal, and then maybe we could zero in on that bass just a little bit more. Right now, like I say, it's very close to all the way down to 100 cycles, Roger.
QSL on that. I greatly appreciate the time you have spent.
The time you have spent, and one ham in particular told me I need to get in touch with you now that I'm back on, so here we are, thank goodness.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you've have just been marvelous as far as being able to work with. And I really appreciate your knowledge and your expertise. And like I say, maybe next Friday, if you get a chance, join us, and we'll work on that bass frequency 1 EQ a little bit more, maybe.
Work on that bass frequency 1 EQ a little bit more, maybe.
All right, sir. As I was sitting in the background waiting, I've kind of heard the band level kind of getting a little bit more noisy.
You have spent.
I appreciate the time that you have spent helping me get my 7300 where it probably should have been to begin with.
Roger. Well, definitely worth it there. Ron, and the radio, the 7300 is just, it is frankly my favorite radio, even though they do have a big sister or brother now, that 7300 Mark II or whatever it is. And I'm not familiar with that radio, but I just love my 7300. That's what you're listening to now, Roger.
I love my 7300. That's what you're listening to now, Roger.
Yes, sir. I understand that the Mark II is out there, but I think I'm just going to stick with this guy right here. It does everything. And, I've just gone back to look at my meters page, and the ALC looks much better now. But this 7300 is mine till I am gone.
Yes, sir. Roger. And somebody later on down the road is going to be very, very happy also. Don't want to talk about that stuff, but whatever. Anyway, let me say 73 there, Ron. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do that call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3700, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
QSL on that, Jim. As said, very much greatly appreciate your expertise and the fact that you get out there and help us hams make our radios even better.
Yes, sir. Well, who knows? Unless you really push something, you never know how good it can be. And that's exactly the thing about your transmit bandwidth. Just say, for instance, that somehow along the line, maybe that radio had been tuned up before, and somebody just arbitrarily put it in some kind of a strange transmit bandwidth like 500 to 2500. If you didn't check that, you would spend the rest of your life in some kind of a twanky a transmit bandwidth of 500 to 2500, and when you could be operating in that wide 100 to 2900 mode. And the only way that you would know that would be by checking out what it is for sure, Roger.
Would be by checking out what it is for sure, Roger.
Yes, sir. I completely get that. And after 6 months of not having my 7300 on, I realized I need to create me a little startup checklist to go back, and it took a little bit of getting stuff out of the old dusty memory banks to get it set back to where I got it to. You helped me get it even better. So I have recorded these numbers, and we're going to make that part of our standard operational functional check.
Roger. And just stop and think about the fact also that you have a recording of our conversation. So if there were numbers that you weren't sure of or whatever, you could go to YouTube and research that our recording again, because everything we've said has been recorded, and all those numbers have been recorded, so you can easily reaffirm what suspicions you may have about what frequencies you need, Roger?
What suspicions you may have about what frequencies you need, Roger?
Yes, sir. Very much understood. Well, I'm assuming you're ready to move on to someone else, so I will gladly duck out of your hair and let you get on to someone else.
Roger, Ron. Well, gosh, 73, sir, and we'll see you next Friday if possible. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.